all of my friends know that I hold Shakespeare and his works in the highest esteem. As a matter of fact, I have a collection of his complete works comprising all of his plays and his poetry. And occasionally I still flip through uh, to one of the works and just read as much as I can, maybe before falling asleep or whenever I can grab any spare time. I like revisiting Hamlet, which, by the way, is adjudged as, if not, then one of the greatest English plays. Particularly, I like rereading Act 2, Scene 3, where a traveling troupe visits the palace. Yeah, Act 2, Scene 3. A traveling troupe visits the palace, and Hamlet implores them to perform for him later that day or later the next day to perform the War of Troy. So, what I like about that part, that scene, is where as the performer begins to perform, he gets to that part where Queen Hecuba witnesses the killing of her husband, King Priam of Troy. So at that point, the performer, his voice will become shaky and his eyes will get filled with tears to the extent that even when he finishes performing, he's still crying. So when people leave the hall and Hamlet is left alone, he will begin to wonder aloud, like upbraiding himself. What is, and then he asks that question as he soliloquizes. What is Queen Hecuba to this performer, or this performer to Queen Hecuba, that he should weep for her? He does not know Queen Hecuba. She's not his mother. She's not his grandmother. She's not his aunt. She's not even his tribeswoman. Yet he weeps for her by merely reenacting her sorrow and her torture. Meanwhile, him, Hamlet, he is yet to avenge his father's death. If you know the story, his uncle kills his father, marries his mother, and takes over the kingdom of Denmark. And his father's ghost has appeared to him repeatedly, urging him to avenge his death. And Hamlet has had opportunities to do that, but each time he feels the time is not right or the situation is not right. So, but that evening he recommits himself that okay, the next opportunity I get, I'll kill my uncle for killing my mother and stealing the throne from me, something like that. I like how that place connects me to Zadie Smith's book on beauty. There's a portion I can't recall the chapter where Jerome weeps uh, just by hearing that a certain musician drums in River Mississippi. He doesn't know this musician. He doesn't know him on a personal level, but he weeps for the musician. In another part of the book, Jerome's mother, Kiki, uh, she also weeps. She gets to Central Park, and then the crowd there, following the death of John Lennon, who is a member of the Beatles, that British band, the crowd begins to sing one of the Beatles songs, All We Need Is Love. Kiki cries. I think we all have done that at one time or another. It might not be literal shedding of tears, it might be figurative, symbolic, like we'll get to that point of almost shedding tears. Uh, when we hear that a certain actor or actress or singer uh, has died, even though we don't know these persons on a personal level, I think it's because they have created something. Yeah, it's because they have created something beautiful that has impacted us in one way or the other. And then this person dies, and then we feel that pain of their death. It is interesting how we can empathize with fictional characters. These people are not real. We know these ones are not real. They are in a movie or in a book. Yet there's this connection we develop that we feel their pains and even grieve for them. However, I think sometimes I think we take it a notch too far, and then we develop hatred for the writer, for the pain he or she puts that character through. We think it's unjustified. I remember the first time I read Thomas Hardy's The Mayor of Casterbridge, good Lord, I I hated Thomas Hardy for a very long time, because I felt that uh, the pain, the sorrow he put Henchard through was was just too much. The man doesn't deserve it. It was just too much. So it took a very long time before I was able to forgive Thomas Hardy. I think if he were alive in this period, I would have written him a very scathing letter. But I understand, I understand that somehow it is even those pains in that book that even connects me to that book.